Hare Krishna, all the kids. It's very wonderful to see you all again this week. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let us start with Mangala Charan. Hare Krishna to all of you. And you guys want to do it one by one, or you want to do it together? Together meaning like one kid can unmute and all other can be muted, and one kid can take it ahead, and we'll also recite along with them, but we'll be on mute so that the voice is not interfere. Okay, or we want to do it together. I'll recite and all of you can also recite along with me, but you should be muted. Which one you would like to do? Okay, so we'll do one by one. Maybe that way you guys can get a chance to recite. Okay, so we'll start with Ishan.
तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्।
Thank you, Ishan. Ayati. Ayati is not there, I guess.
I'm here.
Oh, you are there? Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamanam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanasharitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha.
Thank you, Ayati. Hari Govinda, you want to do it? Let's see who else has raised hand. Adav.
Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinu Bandhu Chikapate Kopisa Kopikam Kanta Vada Kanta Namosute Taptakanchana Kovangi Vadi Vrindavaneshwami Ashubanu Sute Devi Mami Havipuye.
Thank you, Adav. Who else wants to do it? Shreya or Jayani? You want to do it? Jayani? Okay, go ahead.
Vanchakarpadurubhasya Kripasindhubhyevacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivadaya Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Thank you, Jayani. Shreya, you want to do it the next one?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, go ahead.
Devim Saraswatam Yasam Tatartanyam Udire.
Thank you, Shreya. Who is remaining? Sahas, you want to do the next one?
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Shrivatam Sakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Vedantasto Abhidrani Vinod Sruti Satam.
Vidunoti Surutsatam. Thank you, Sahas. Okay, so it was wonderful reciting Mangalacharan with you guys. As you all know that we are, discussing about the incarnations of Krishna, and so far we have discussed about 2 incarnations, and I'll ask question in between, and then if you know the answer, you can raise the hand and you can answer. Okay. Okay. So far what we have covered is 2 incarnations. So out of 22 avatars, which is explained in chapter 3, we have covered 2. So we'll go ahead. This we have already covered about Purusha avatars and all the material elements. So these are the all 22 incarnations, out of which we discussed 4 Kumaras and Varahadev. Okay. And as we know that Krishna is the source of all incarnations, Krishna is avatar and avatari both. So Krishna is from whom all the incarnation emanates. So that's why he is called avatari. He is the original supreme personality of Godhead. So first we discussed about 4 Kumaras. So anybody wants to recall the names of these 4 Kumaras? Yeah, Ishan?
I remember Sanatan.
Sanatan, okay, perfect. And remaining 2, who wants to say? Anyone? Ishan again? Okay, go ahead.
I wasn't raising my hand, sorry, I was stretching.
Okay, Ayati?
I think one of them was Satya.
Not Satya, you are close, but anybody else? Sahas, Mahima, Adav, Jayani,
Is one of them named Sanat?
Sana, yes, and Adav,
Sanatan.
Sanatan, perfect. Who else? Adav again,
Sanak.
Sana, okay, that's good.
Actually, I think it's something Nandana.
Yeah, it's close. You are close. Yeah, Sanandan. So let's say the name. Okay. So 4 Kumaras is our first incarnation. So that's why we call Prathamam first. They are sons of Lord Brahma. We'll not cover everything, but we just want to see the names, right? So they are 4S brothers, and what are their names? Sanak, Sanatan, Sanandan, and Sanat Kumar. You're able to see the screen, right? So Sanak, that was right. Sanatan, that's correct too. Sanandan, which is looks like Nandan, Sanandan, and Sanat Kumar. So these are the four Kumaras. Okay. Wonderful. We saw the story how they go to Vaikunta, and like they are stopped by Jay and Vijay, and they curse them so that they take a birth of a demon, helping Lord Krishna in their pastimes. So, and they are like great proponent of Kumar Sampradaya. From them it comes, and we discussed about 12 Mahajanas also that time. So, and the second incarnation we discussed about Varahadev. So Varahadev takes birth from Lord Brahma, and then he goes and saves Mother Earth from the lowest region of the universe. And from Garbhodaka ocean, he picks up Mother Earth and saves Mother Earth, and then fights with the ferocious demon Hiranyaksh. Okay, and after fighting with him for some time, he killed with him with only one blow. So with one blow, he kills this Hiranyaksh. So that was amazing, and we also saw that Lord Varahadev is also in another yuga. He takes a form of a white boar where he saves the Mother Earth, but there is no fight with any demon that time. So we also saw that we discuss about Dasa Avataras, from which we get this Keshavadrita Sukara Rupa Jaya Jagdishare. So anybody got a chance to read this Dasa Avatara from Jayadvaita Goswami? I sent you link also last time, right? Did anybody went through it? Anyway, if you didn't get chance through this incarnation discussion, or Ayati went through it, or you want to share something?
No problem.
Okay, perfect. So we'll go through that Dashawataras sometime during our sessions. Not today, maybe later on. But that is a wonderful Dashavatara Stotra where 10 incarnation of Lord Krishna is being explained. So whenever you get a chance, you can ask your parents and maybe you can recite and sing along with them. Okay. So today we are going to discuss another avatar of Lord Krishna. Can you guess who is the third avatar? Anybody?
Narsimha.
Not Narasimha, but you can get a hint from the picture. We did first 4 Kumaras, then Varahadev, then whom you see the next? Jayani? You can take, you can see the picture and then you can try to guess. Okay. Ishan?
Wait, Narad Muni?
Narad? Okay. And Jayani, what do you want to say?
I wanted to say the same thing.
Same thing. Okay. So yeah, you guys are correct. It's Narad Muni. So we'll discuss about Narad Muni, and he is a very wonderful Shaktavesh avatar. So we'll discuss about different types of avatars of Lord Vishnu or Krishna in a brief, and then we'll see how Narad Muni is incarnations of Lord. So Narad Muni, that is correct. So we'll recite the shloka first. Okay. Anybody wants to volunteer? Let me see who else is there who didn't get a chance earlier. Okay, Jayani, you want to recite?
No.
Okay, no, okay, no problem. So, who else is there? Sahas, you want to recite?
Yeah. Trityam Rishi Sagarvaya Devar Sityam Upeta Tatram Satvam Akasta Naishkarmayam Karma Yata.
Wonderful. It's a good try. Mahima, you want to recite?
Sure, Prabhuji. Trityam rishi sargam vai devachitvam upetyasa tantram satvatam akashta naikaramyam karmanyam yataha.
Wonderful. So let's recite it one more time together. Tritiyam Shri Sargam Vai
Trityam
Trityam rishi sargam vai
Devar Shitvam Upetya Saha
devachitvam upetyasaha
Tantram Satvatam Achasta
Tantram
tatram satvatam
Satva
akashta
Neshkarmyam Karmanam Yataha.
Naishkarmya
Naishkaryam
Karmanam
karnyayam
Yata.
yataha.
Wonderful. So this is very wonderful shloka about Devarshi Narad when he is explained as a third incarnation. So Tritiyam means third, or sometimes it is called Tritiya also. So many times we have seen that in Sanskrit it ends with ma at the end. So Tritiyam, Dvitiyam, Prathamam, like that. Okay. So let's go to the translation, and if somebody wants to volunteer to read the translation, please. Yeah, Adav, you want to read?
Okay. In the
Millennium.
millennium of the wishes, the personality of Godhead accepted the total empowered incarnation in the form of Dev Worship, Nauta, who's the great sage among the demigods, he collected expositions of the Vedas, which deal with devotional service and which empower non-fugitive action.
Thank you, Adav. So it's a wonderful shloka where it explains that Narad Muni is the third empowered incarnation. So he is a Shaktavesh avatar, empowered, and he is the great sage among the demigods. And what he did, he collected all the exposition of Vedas. It means explanations from the Vedas about the devotional service, and which inspires a non-fruitive action. So non-fruitive action means when you do any action, you don't expect any result, and you want to do it as a devotional service. Okay, so let's see about. Let's try to discuss something about Narad Muni and what he did. Okay. So Devarshitvam, as explained in the shlokas, it says that he is incarnation of the Rishi among the demigods. So he is like a demigod and he is incarnations among them. So he is a sage, he is the topmost amongst the demigods, and he is incarnation of Krishna. So Devarshitvam. And he is the empowered incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he is also called as Transcendental Spaceman. So nowadays, we see that a lot of rockets and everything, everything goes into space, we put it satellite. And if you want to go to any other planet, say moon or anything, we need so much of the arrangement. But Narad Muni did not need any arrangement. He used to fly. So who all of you want to fly? Want to fly? Just like that, without even aeroplane or like that, you can zip, go to some other place, right? It'll be so cool. So Narad Muni was like that. So he used to travel between the planets and he was called as Transcendental Spaceman. Yeah, Ishan is raising hand, and who else raised hand? Mahima raised hand, I guess. So it's nice. So all devotees are Transcendental Spacemen also. So you close the eyes and you remember about Krishna and you can transfer yourself anywhere. Okay. So it is very, yeah, Shriya also raised hand. So it is very nice to see that from our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, in our lineage, one of the guru is Narad Muni, who was a transcendental spaceman. Jaini also raised hand, so it's very nice. You can try to fly today in the house, okay? Like this. And your parents will say what these guys are doing. They gone crazy or what? But no, we are following Narad Muni. We are going to different planets from one room to another. Okay. So let's see. Transcendental spaceman, and he is propagating bhakti all over the universe. So when he is traveling between the universes, what he is doing? He is teaching everyone bhakti, how to do bhakti, how to chant name of Krishna. So he's a transcendental spaceman. He don't require any visa. He doesn't require any rockets or tools to go to any other planets. And he was explaining these Vedas, which deals with bhakti and non-fruitive action. As we discussed little on that topic, the bhakti is a profound knowledge by which we can be eternally happy. And when we do any action and when we don't expect any results, that liberates us from any bonding of those actions. So we become very happy, even in the situation if it is those results did achieve or we did not achieve. In both the cases, we are happy because our service was to please Krishna by our action. So that was wonderfully explained by Narad Muni. And one of his disciples was Srila Vyasdev. Who all knows Vyasdev? Ayati, you want to share who is Vyasdev?
He was the one who wrote he was the one who wrote like the Srimad Bhagavatam, and he was an incarnation of Krishna.
Yeah, wonderful. So yeah, he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam. He was incarnation of Krishna, and he compiled all the Vedas. Yeah. Who else want to share something about Vedas? Do you guys know what is his son's name? Yes.
Sukadev.
Sukhdev? Yeah, wonderful. Sahas shared it. Any other story which you know about him? Ishan?
He once Shukadev was a parrot, Radha's parrot,
Mm-hmm.
and then he wanted to hear the Bhagavatam.
Mm-hmm.
And then he saw that Shiva was telling the Bhagavatam to
Mother Parvati? Yes.
Mother Parvati, and then Mother Parvati was listening, and she was making this sound, but then she fell asleep.
Mm.
So Shukadev started doing the until it was over. And then when it was over, Mother Parvati woke up, and Shiva was angry, and then he found Shukadev. So Shukadev flew away. Then he found Vyasadeva and his wife, and
Yeah, you can drink some water, Ishan.
okay, and then
Yeah, so meanwhile Ishan comes, it is a very wonderful story about Sukhdev Goswami. Most of you must be knowing. But if you want to share anything, yeah, okay, Ishan came. So yeah, continue, Ishan.
and then Vyasadev's wife was yawning, and then he flew straight into Vyasadev's wife's mouth. For 16 years, he didn't come up.
Thank you, Ishan, for sharing that wonderful story about how Sukhdev Goswami came, and he was the son of Vyasdev. Yeah, Mahima wants to share something.
Additionally, when Parikshit Maharaj put the snake among the Rishi's neck, he cursed Parikshit Maharaj to only have 7 days to live. And then Parikshit Maharaj asked Sukadev Goswami to tell him in those 7 days about the Srimad Bhagavatam and all scriptures.
Yeah, wonderful. So he was Parikshit Maharaj. When he was supposed to die in 7 days, he heard from Sukhdev Goswami. And Sukhdev Goswami is the son of Vyasdev, and Vyasdev is disciple of Sri Narad Muni. Yes, Sahas, you wanted to share something?
Yeah. So Vyasadev wrote the Srimad Bhagavatam because before he had compiled all the Vedas and he had done a lot of stuff, but he didn't feel satisfied with himself. So he went to his spiritual master, which is Narad Muni, who told him, because you're not writing for Krishna, you are not feeling content. So he told him to write the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Wonderful. I was expecting this story. So it's very important that although Vedvyas wrote all the Vedas, he compiled them, but he was not satisfied. He was not content at heart. And Narad Muni, his guru, he explained him why he was not content, because he was not writing directly about Lord Krishna. So thank you, Sahas, for sharing that story. So let's see, why we were discussing about Vyasdev, because we know what is the greatness of Vyasdev, and we can understand the tree by his fruits. So same way, Vyasdev is so powerful, and he did so much contribution to everyone's spirituality, or about learning, giving them opportunity about uh, to learn about Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we can see how he is guided by Narad Muni, and such as Vyasdev, Narad Muni had so many other disciples. So let's see, and this is the story which Saha shared when Narad Muni explained to Vyasdev about writing of Srimad Bhagavatam. And he has so many other disciples, and it is in different planets, because he is a transcendental spaceman, right? So he can go to different planets, he can talk to different species also. So this is one photograph, and I want you to guess who is this guy whom Narad Muni is blessing.
Oh, Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj. Oh, wonderful. Yeah. And who else? Who else wants to guess? Mahima?
Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruva Maharaj. Yes. So he's Dhruva Maharaj. And similarly, Prahlad Maharaj also same. So it looks similar, but is Dhruva Maharaj. So thank you, Mahima, for guessing that. Guessed it right. And there is one story of Mrigari the hunter. Anybody knows about it? Else I'll share. Mahima, you want to share?
Yes, Prabhuji. So there was one time there was a hunter and his name was Mrigari, and he was he was shooting the animals, but he wasn't like completely killing them, but he wasn't going to let them go. He was kind of half killing them so they would still live, but they would still feel the pain of the arrow piercing their body. So one time Narada Muni came and he saw Mrigari doing this to the animals, and he asked Mrigari, why are you half killing the animals? Don't you know that it will cause you sin? And Mrigari said to Narada Muni that he didn't know that it would cause him sin because his father taught him that way to kill the and to half kill the animals. So then Narada Muni told the hunter Mrigari to go by the Ganges and chant the Maha Mantra. And then Mrigari asked him, well, I can do that, but how would I get my food? And then Narada Muni said, don't worry, I'll take care of that. And so when the hunter Mrigari, he would go chanting by the Ganges, Narada Muni would make sure that he had food. And then one time Narada Muni came to visit him with Parvata Muni. And when they saw him, he was hopping on his legs. And they asked him, why are you hopping? And he said, because there's ants on the floor. And then Parvata Muni told Narada Muni, look what you've done. You've changed this hunter who used to kill animals for pleasure to now a devotee who doesn't want to kill even a small ant.
Wonderful. So that's very nicely you explained, Mahima, and that is what I wanted to share. So you see that Narad Muni was able to even change the life of a sinner like Mrigari, who used to half kill the animals. Now, uh, everybody loves animals, and how can you just half kill them? You don't even kill them fully. So they are suffering so much. So Narad Muni explained him how it is a sin, and you don't have to do it. And then, uh, you know, taught him how to chant the names of Krishna and Ram. So he was able to transform his life completely, and then he lived a very nice, pure life of bhakti. And that way, he didn't even want to kill even a small ants. So that was a wonderful transformation. So thank you, Mahima, for sharing that wonderful story. Let's see what we have. Yeah, so we already saw that Tritiyam is the word which is means three. So like that, by the time we finish 22, we'll learn some of the numbers in Sanskrit. So that is wonderful too. So Narad Muni, he wrote one very beautiful book called Narad Pancharatra. And what that book was having, that book was so wonderful. It used to explain about uh, how to achieve the liberation from the bondage of the fruitive work. So everybody wants to do some action because everybody wants to, do the activities based on their likings. So now, but what happens is whenever you do any activity, with that activity, you are bound to get results. So let me just minimize this. So whenever you do any action, the resultant reaction is supposed to come. So if you do a good action, good reaction will come. If you do bad action, bad reaction will come. So it's something like this. So this guy here is pushing one block, but he doesn't understand that if he pushes this block, ultimately all those blocks are going to fall, and what it is going to happen is going to get crushed in the some time by the other block which is just beside him. So same way, when we do any action, and it is going to a reaction is going to come sooner or later to us, So here there is one more picture. This guy, he is in a, his kind of room which is open on the top, and he is trying to put some garbage onto the other's area. And that guy is putting into some third person's place, and that guy is putting in the fourth one, and fourth guy is putting into same. So whenever we do any bad action, that bad action's result is going to come sooner or later to us. So we have to understand that any action we do, we are very thoughtful about what actions we are doing. And that similarly acts in terms of good action also. So when you do any good action, that good action's fruit is going to come. So say like you plant a tree, or you plant a seed and then it becomes a tree. Sooner or later, the fruits on it are going to come, either fruits or flowers based on what kind of seed you put. So same way, when you are good to someone, that good reaction is going to come. When you do good studies, you are going to get good marks. When you behave good, people will behave good with you. When you have been nice to others, people will be nice with you too. But at the same time, we have to understand that any good action or bad action is going to breed the results in future, and it is going to bind us. So what happens is, it binds us in the cycle of birth and death. So we are supposed to take birth and death again and again based on the karmas we have done. It may be a human body or it may be some animal's body, but we are supposed to come into this material world again and again, unless what we do. Anybody wants to say something? Unless how we can break this cycle of birth and death? Anybody? I saw one hand in between. Yeah, Ishan, you want to share? Okay.
By chanting and doing devotional service and bhakti.
Oh, wonderful. By chanting and doing devotional service of bhakti. Yes. Anybody else who wants to answer? I saw Mahima also is raising her hand.
Yes, Prabhuji, I was about to say, by doing devotional service and chanting, you can go back to Goloka Vrindavan, and then when you're in Goloka Vrindavan, you don't have to take another birth because you're automatically with Krishna.
Wonderful. So once you go to Krishna, you never come back. So that's wonderful. You have to do devotional service. So that's very nice. Let's see what we have in this slide. Oh, you want to share some more, Mahima?
Yes, Prabhuji. I also wanted to add that in Bhagavad Gita 4.9, there was a verse. It was like, yag yagna karma cha me vidyam evam yo veti tatvata tyaktva deham punarjanma neti mam eti. So Arjuna, and Krishna is basically saying that one who understands Krishna and knows about him and chants him does not take birth and birth again, but goes to his eternal abode.
Wonderful. So that's very wonderful shloka. So it is, Krishna says that if anybody understands his janma and karma, because they are all transcendental, so what will happen to them? Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvata. So if they understand in the tattvata with the real understanding of it, then what will happen to them? Tyaktva deham. So when they leave this body, tyaktva deham. Deham means sharir. What body we have. When we leave the body, what will happen? Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti. So punarjanma will not happen. Naiti. It is not going to happen. Punarjanma naiti mameti. So he will go to Krishna. He says mameti. Krishna says they will come to me. Mameti so Arjuna. So it's very wonderful that if we know about the pastimes and incarnations about and the activities about Krishna, what will happen to us? We will not take the birth again. So thank you, Mahima, for sharing that wonderful point. Let's see. So Narad Muni explains that materialist doesn't understand how to get this eternal happiness, but then he shares one very wonderful formula. It's called Narad formula, which is of milk and curd. So sometimes you may have an experience that we eat a lot of sweets, or milk products. Sometimes our belly hurts. Oh, I ate too much sweet today, and then it is hurting. So what is the solution for that? Solution is that we have to digest it, otherwise our stomach is going to hurt. So same milk product but transform into curd, if we eat it, then we get that food digested. So although milk and curd is same, coming from the same milk, or a sweet is coming from the milk and curd also comes from the milk, but sweet is like making your tummy pain, but curd is making your tummy good in terms of digestion. So same way, whenever we do any activities, that activity binds us based on the reactions it is supposed to generate, good or bad. But when we do that activity, take that activity and offer that activity to Krishna, then we are including Krishna in our activities, then what will happen? Same activity which was earlier binding us in a cycle of birth and death, same activity is going to liberate us. So this brahmachari here, he is doing the same activity. Everybody eats, right? Everybody does some activity. So what we have to do is, just a minute, Avrinda is crying, I guess. Yeah, sorry for that noise. So we do all the activities, either we eat, we go to the job, we go to the school, we study. Everybody does that. But when we include Krishna in our activity, center of our activity, whenever we eat, we offer food to Krishna. Say Krishna is not there, or you don't have a picture of Krishna and you're supposed to eat something, then also you have to remember Krishna and then eat the food. So that way we are including our activity for Krishna. You are studying, then you remember that I'm doing this study so that I can please Krishna by my activity. So when we are doing the same activity, but because we included Krishna, just like milk is same, but it is turned into curd, it treats our problem of digestion. Same way, when we include Krishna in our activity, same activity which was supposed to bind us, that activity is going to liberate us because we included Krishna in our activity. So I hope you understood this concept. It's very important. If anybody has any doubt or any query on this one. Hare Krishna. Ishan is doing, like, you understood or you did not understood?
I do understand.
You did understand. Okay.
I don't have a doubt.
You don't have a doubt. You understood it. Okay. Wonderful. So, and who else is raising hand? Ayati is trying to balance something. she's remembering Varadev. You guys all did that last week. You tried to balance the ball on your nose. Who all did it? Tell me.
Balloon.
Balloon. You did balloon. That's wonderful. Ayati did it. Thank you. And who else did it? Jaini is trying to do it now. Okay, wonderful. So thank you for doing that. It is a wonderful way to remember Lord Varadev. Okay. So now, sorry for that. Let me just go back to the slides. Yeah, so this was the last one. Yeah. So here, after we discuss this concept, we know that Narad Muni is a very wonderful personality and there are a lot to talk about him. So I found a very interesting video from ISKCON Desire Tree. So we'll still see one very brief video about 7 to 8 minutes, and then we'll conclude the session. If you have any question, we'll take it up, or we'll call it a day. Okay. So let me just click on the link. Let me see if it is better to open in the Chrome, I believe. So are you guys able to see my screen? Other things also apart from the PowerPoint? Okay, last time I was not able to share it properly. So I'm happy that you are able to see. So let's stop for a minute. Let me see if I can make it a full screen. Yeah, okay. So we will all see this wonderful video. It tells about Narad Muni. So I'll just minimize this screen and let me know if you have any problem hearing. Okay. Later on, I'll share this link also if you want to watch it again.
Uncle, are we supposed to be hearing it right now? Is it paused? Yeah, but we can't really hear it. And Uncle, we can't hear you either.
Yeah, you can't hear me. Okay.
I
So
can
all
hear
of
you now. I can hear you.
so all of you can mute, then it'll be good, because if any noise happens, then we'll not be able to hear the video. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'll also mute.
You can't hear it. Uncle, I think it's because you are muted. That's why we can't hear it. He's unmuted.
What happened, Ishan?
Because you are muted, we can't hear anything.
Oh, okay, okay. Sorry. So I'll start it again. Okay. So sorry for that. I thought if I mute, then it'll be better, because if I speak anything, you will get disturbed. So let me unmute myself and let's start the video again. And okay, let's do it.
Prabhuji, we still can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it? Oh, okay. So maybe we can do something else. Let me see.
Prabhuji, maybe you can send the link in the chat and then maybe I can share the screen.
Yeah, let me do that. Okay. That'll be better. So let me share the link with everyone, and maybe Ishan can share it with us. Yeah, so I'll stop my screen and let Ishan share. Okay.
Wait, where is it?
Yeah, I sent it in the text.
Yeah, oh, I found it. Okay. Oh, I get it. Wait, I'll copy paste.
You can just click it. Or, never mind. You can, but.
You can just like click the thing and then like it'll like take you right to it. Okay, I'll share my screen. Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Okay. Can you hear it?
No, we can't hear it.
No.
What?
Yeah.
No?
Mm-hmm. So anyway, it is a very wonderful video. Let's see if Bhagavati Prabhu can, like help us to.
How about like we all like just watch it separately?
Wait, I think you can.
Yeah, or later, if everybody cannot watch together, then we can watch separately.
You have to share your computer sound.
You have to put share sound in the bottom left corner of the share select window.
Is this you?
Yes.
Okay. You want me to share?
Yes, Prabhu. You can share and play the video for all of us
Yes.
from the start.
Yes. Yes. Where is the?
Now it's gonna work.
Yeah, now it's working. Now it's working. Yeah. Because now you're sharing.
Introducing Narad Muni.
Is it better? Yeah, I can
Lord
hear that.
Brahma, at the instance of Lord Krishna, created Narad Muni along with other rishis such as Angira, Marichi, etc. Narad Muni was an ardent devotee of Lord Krishna
Oops, sorry.
since his very birth. He always enjoyed singing the glories of Lord Krishna. Moved by his bhakti, Lord gifted him a wonderful musical instrument called Veena. Narad Muni traversed all over the world, happily singing the glories of Lord Krishna to the fascinating tune of Veena. With the aim of populating the universe with more living beings, Lord Brahma asked his son Narad Muni to refrain from roaming with Veena and instead settle down by getting married and establish a lineage. But Narad Muni declined to accept his advice on the plea that family bondage is the cause of sorrow, and he preferred singing the glories of Lord to getting attached to any worldly affair. Narad Muni's denial infuriated Lord Brahma, and he cursed him to lead the life of a Gandharva, celestial singer, for one kalpa. One kalpa is Lord Brahma's one day and is equal to 432 million solar years. Narad Muni was then born to the Gandharva class of demigods and became known as Upabarhana. He was a cherubic musician and hence capable of alluring beautiful women. As his fame circulated far and wide, he became high-minded. Once, all the Gandharvas were participating in a musical fest, and in the fest, while all were singing and dancing as per agreeable rhythm, Upabarhana missed a particular rag or beat as he got distracted by the charm of a woman around him. The demigods, displeased at his unbecoming behavior, cursed him to be born as a low-class Shudra. Thus, Narad Muni was born to a maidservant in his next birth on earth. Though Narad Muni was born to a maidservant, his last two births were in his memory because of Lord Krishna's mercy. When a few sages arrived to stay at his home during Chaturmasya, he served them with utmost care and gave up playing, even though he was only 4 years old. The sages taught him about Bhakti Marg, and he got the opportunity to take the leftover foodstuffs of the sages as prasadam. This made him spiritually elevated, and all his past misdeeds got dissolved. As a result, he got back his life as the son of Lord Brahma and started treading on the path of bhakti by once again playing Veena and singing the glories of Lord Krishna. Narad Muni was ever enthusiastic to guide people on the path of spirituality and consequently became the spiritual master to many. Bhakta Prahalad was one of them. Prahalad's father Hiranyakashipu was a tyrannical demon ruler. He migrated to the mountain forest of Mandirachal to practice severe austerities to enhance his demoniac powers. Taking advantage of his absence, the demigods attacked his kingdom. The demigods got hold of the pregnant wife of Hiranyakashipu and held her captive so that they could kill the newborn and stop the blooming of another Hiranyakashipu. However, Narad Muni came to the rescue of the child and he urged the demigods to free Prahlad's mother, as her forthcoming issue was destined to be a great devotee of the Supreme Lord. The demigods then immediately released her with due honor and returned to their respective kingdoms. Nal Kuver and Manigriv were the sons of Kuvera, the treasurer of demigods. In their youth, they became addicted to wine and women. One day, they were senselessly playing with a woman in a lake in unclothed condition. They were so unmindful of the outside world that they could not see Narad Muni passing by. This lack of decency enraged Narad Muni, and he cursed these fallen brothers to become Amal Arjuna trees in the courtyard of Krishna's residence in Vrindavan. As trees, they remained naked and exposed to heat, cold, rain, etc. for 100 years, and they were relieved from their distress by little Krishna. Narad Muni also preached the philosophy of Krishna consciousness to Mrigari. Mrigari was a very cruel hunter who half killed animals and made them suffer. Due to Narad Muni's association, he left all his bad habits and became compassionate towards all living creatures, including ants. The great Narad Muni was amazed to see Dhruva, the son of Uttanpad, yearning for God at a very tender age. Narad Muni showed mercy on the boy and initiated him with the time-tested mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, to get proximity of the Supreme Godhead. Once, Srila Vyasadeva, disciple of Narad Muni, was dissatisfied with the shortcomings of his compilation of Vedic literatures. Narad Muni knew the reason of Vyasadev's discontentment through his sharp intellect, and he advised him to compile Srimad Bhagavatam with direct tales in order to glorify the activities of the Supreme Lord and let people know the supreme goal of life. Lord Brahma, also known as Adikavi, was enlightened by the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, and Lord Brahma in turn rendered the acquired knowledge to his son Narad. Narad Muni passed down the same without any alteration to his famous disciple Srila Vyasadeva. The process continued through a chain of successors to the present day. The followers of Brahma Madhva Gauriya Sampradaya originate from Narad Muni, as they worship deities in accordance with the directions given in Narada Pancharatra or Narada Pancharatrika Vidhi. Narad Muni ki Jai.
Thank you, Ishan, for playing that. So it was wonderful to see about, hearing about Narad Muni. So if you guys want to, listen it again, you can do that. We have shared that link in the chat. You can copy it and keep it with you. So you have any question or comments you have?
Can we talk?
What was that, Ishan?
Can we talk?
Can we talk? Yeah, you can talk.
Okay. Should I stop the YouTube?